Hi everyone, so I'm going to show you how to make a PDF accessible. So here what I've done is I've opened the PDF that I would like to make accessible in Adobe Acrobat Pro DC, and let's get going. The first thing you're always going to want to do is go to File, Properties, look at Fonts, and make sure that everything is an embedded subset. So here, scrolling through, everything does appear to be an embedded subset, so I can proceed. Otherwise, you need to regenerate your PDF. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the description tab and I'm going to add the title of my paper. I will also set the authors. You can fill in the subject and keywords if you want, but that's not the most important thing. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Advanced. I'm going to look at the Reading Options pane under Advanced and make sure the language is set to English or the language of my document. Then I'm going to go to the Initial View tab and I'm going to make sure that under the Windows option, Show pane, it says Show the document title, not the file name. Now comes the real fun part. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the accessibility pane over here on the right. You can find this under the Search Tools feature. So I'm going to click the accessibility pane and I'm going to click the Reading Order tab. Now, I generated this PDF from Word, so it already comes with some tags. If you're generating it from LaTeX, you may want to try auto-tagging the document first so that Adobe can fill in some of the tags it thinks are right for you. Overall, this process is going to be much more difficult if your PDF was generated with LaTeX than it will be if it was generated with Word. So I'm going to click Reading Order, and this nice pane pops up. And then on the left here, I'm going to click the option that says Tags. It has like a little tag icon as well. So now you can see all of the tags for the document. It's not great. So here, for example, if I click on the title, it is tagged as a paragraph, which is incorrect. We want our title to be tagged as a header 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag to select that text, and I'm going to click heading 1 in the reading order panel. You can see on the left here, once it loads, that that first paragraph has now been changed to a header level 1. Generally, if text isn't in a table or a figure or isn't a header, it can be stuck in a paragraph tag, and that's fine. So for example here, this has been broken up into a few different paragraphs. Footnotes should be wrapped in a note tag like so that was properly tagged. I can also use the arrow keys on my computer to scroll between the tags to ensure everything is in a tag and it's properly labeled. So here you'll see that the introduction was already tagged with a header level 1 tag, which is great. Other headings should be tagged appropriately, so if it's a heading level 2, like this is right here that says accessibility, it should receive a header 2 tag, which you can see on the left it is. If I wanted to change this tag, I could also click on it and I could manually change this to an H3 if I wanted to, but that's incorrect. That's just an alternative to this way of selecting and clicking your reading order panel. Okay, so you're going to go through your entire document and make sure that all text is in a paragraph or other tag. There are a few special cases, and I'm going to go through those now. Tables, for one, I'm going to scroll and find a table. Here we go. I found a table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this table in the tags. I can click on it and it highlights it, so I know I'm looking at the right table. And I'm going to expand the table to make sure everything was tagged appropriately. So I can kind of examine this by looking at it. So here you'll see if I click on this paragraph tag, there's nothing in that paragraph, so I can delete that tag. So the way that a table should be structured is every row should be encompassed in a table row tag, and every cell within that should be either a table header cell, which is denoted by TH, or if I scroll down to one of the data rows, the cells should be marked as table data. So here, you'll see here that Adobe thought that the leftmost column of my table was a header. I'm actually okay with that, given what this table looks like. I could also change this to table data if I so desired. And again, we have this weird empty paragraph, which I'm just going to delete. So I'm going to go through and make sure everything in my table looks good by stepping through the tags. Once that is complete, I want to make sure that the caption is properly attributed as well. So here I'm going to collapse the table, and I'm going to highlight this table text because I want this to be in its own tag that I can associate with the table. So first I'm going to make that text/paragraph to get it in its own tag. So now it's in its own tag. I'm going to change that tag to be caption with a capital C. To the best of my knowledge, if the caption is placed before or after the table, it is associated with the table. Okay, so once you've done all of that, the last main thing to do is add alternate text to your figures. Adobe has made this very easy for us. You can click Set Alternate Text on the right, and it will, you just click OK. It will pull up all of the images in your figure, and you can add alternate text for them. As you can see, the alternate text for this image was imported because it was set in the Word document as well. So this, if I think it's appropriate, I can scroll through all of the photos and then I can save and close this pane. Again, I want to stress that you should save very frequently in this process. Sometimes if you highlight things, so for example here, if I click a section, it highlights everything in that section. And Adobe can start to glitch and break down when a lot of text is selected. The last thing that is good to do is sections or part tags are unnecessary. So something that you can do is select all of the tags within a section, move it outside of the section, and delete that section tag. So once you've gone through and tagged your whole document, there's two last things you're going to want to check. First is the reading order. You can see the reading order on this reading order panel. It actually seems to be showing on the tags as well. And this is the order in which a screen reader will go through your content. So you want to make sure it makes logical sense. So this all looks good. It sees the title first, then the other text, then everything's looking good so far. It's going in logical order. If for some reason something wasn't in the right order, I could just drag in this pane. Finally, once you've checked that everything makes sense for the reading order, the last thing you're going to want to do is do an accessibility check. And it will say if it found any issues. So in this case, it's just flagging two things that need manual checking. Color contrast checking, this is just making sure that there's enough contrast for someone to easily see. And logical reading order, again, it's not saying that this is bad, it's just saying that it needs a manual check, which once you manually check it, you can even denote these as pass. And that's how you make a PDF accessible, folks. Leave me a comment if you have any questions, or if you know a better practice than what I did in this video, please, I would love to hear it. Thanks for watching.